Do you think this is a Netflix page? Well, I thought so. That means I have done a great job on creating this Netflix replica. But that's not important, because what is important at coded design is what you can learn or get out of this channel. Just look at this cool animation. If you like what you see in this video, I am going to teach you how to create exactly this, just like the way Netflix did it. Now let's continue. Let's see what do we have here. I think we will need to what can I say? We will need to get into the whiteboard, okay, so that I can explain to you what I'm going to do here. Okay, the technique, which is very important. Very important. Okay, not here. I want to be on the whiteboard. This one. Okay. Okay, guys. Now let's see what we can do. This is what I want. I want to have an input. Okay. I want this input. Okay. Let me improve my drawing skills. Okay. I'm a designer, so I'm supposed to draw accurately. Okay. The only thing that is a challenge to improve is my writing. Okay. So I've got this input. Okay. This input, it must be inside a container. Okay, it might be inside a certain container. Check there. I'm a designer. Okay, nice. So it must be in a container, and there must be a label here. Let me just type user now for now. Okay, I don't want to waste time and check there. Okay, this is a label, user. Okay, this is a label. As you can see, this label is not inside here because it's the one that is going to animate. It's not inside here. It's next to this one. So let me just separate the label and this with this. Okay. In fact, let me just say, okay, this is the label. Okay, this is nothing much, more like an arrow or something. It's nothing much. Okay, don't think too hard about it. We've got user here. Okay, and then what else do we want? I think that's all. We need a container. This container must be there. Let's just give it a name. Okay, this is input wrapper. Okay, this is input wrapper. This is going to be the actual input, and this is going to be the label. Okay, this is going to be the label. Cool. Now what we are going to do, this container, okay, this container will be very close to the input container, to the input. Okay, let me show you. In practicality, this container is not too far. This is what this container will do. Okay, this is what this container will do. This is the input. Okay, and this is the user. This container, like a rubber band or an elastic cover, okay, it will be right exactly the same width and height of this of these elements, as you can see. So we can say this container will always be the width and height of these elements. Okay, as you can see. Now this is the container. Okay, now what we want to do, we want to make use of, we are talking about the user. We are going to position the user absolute. Okay, when we're positioning the user absolute, all of a sudden the user label gets some superpowers and it can fly. Meaning that in terms of positioning it, we can move it anywhere inside this container, even outside, but for now, just think of anywhere inside this container. So after this absolute, we are going to be able to set the top of this user, the label, to 0 and the left of 0. This top will be 0, T will be 0, and left will be 0. So this means this will move to more like in this corner, okay? But it's moving to this corner relative to this, okay, this top container. This means that in order for this to happen, we need to tell this absolute that you need to be governed by the container. That means this container's position has to be relative, okay, even if it can be absolute, but relative will also do. So we are establishing a relationship between the container and the user. This is the parent and this is the child. So when you put a top of 0 and a left of 0, this will move to here. Remember, this container is elastic, so this will move here. It's more like it's a top and left of this box, okay? Meaning that don't count this as an element. So meaning that as soon as you move this here, now we are going to end up with something like this, okay? Something like this. Okay, as you can see, this is the container and this is the input, and this will be the user, the label, because the top of this label, the top is 0 and the left is 0. This is the left of this container, but because of it's so close to the input, you can't tell the difference. I hope you got that one. Now that we have shifted this word to be here, now it pretend or act as if it's a placeholder, okay? There's always a placeholder here. When you click here, it disappears. It acts like a placeholder. Now we want to use styling still to say that, okay, now let's introduce the events. When somebody clicks here, let me put it, I think this can be bigger, okay? This can be bigger. When somebody clicks here, that means this get focus. I think this is more like a cursor thing, okay? This is not I, this is a cursor. So if this is focus, focus equal to true, we want this user to jump and transition or animate to here, okay? However, in terms of coming back, it doesn't have to come back. It must only come back. Apologies about that. Okay, I can't draw that perfect shape. So if it wants to come back, it must first check, is this, let's say I've got a name here, okay? Let's say the greatest. You know Matthew is the greatest, okay, of all time. Okay, if the greatest is here, which is me, Matthew, me, greatest, okay, this doesn't have to go down. You need to stay here. You need to stay here. Unless this is empty, then you can start to move on empty. That means there's somebody else here, not me, okay? Not sure if there's somebody else will be the greatest or not, okay? It will depend on that person, but when there is me here, Matthew, greatest. So I hope you guys get the idea, okay? Now we need to get into CSS and try to craft this, okay? Believe me, when I'm about to create anything that looks complex, or maybe I always do this, okay? This helps me to some sort of gather my thoughts, you know, even if maybe I did something Maybe the last time I coded this or coded HTML, it was like 10 years ago. This brings my mind together. Okay, it gives me an idea so that in case what I used to do no longer works, I will still find a way to achieve the same goal, because my goal is on principle. I've got a code that says, think like an architect and code like an engineer. By, no, I'm not sure why it's red, Matthew. This is my heart and soul. I'm always trying to do this. Well, when you get into companies, some companies, they don't embrace this. Okay, maybe it's because they don't know it or they don't know how it works, but I've decided to create this code, and some time ago I decided to stick by it no matter what. Think like an architect and code like an engineer. Okay, find a way to plan things and make a perfect like structure. Okay, and then as an engineer, think of systems, think of the car, the engine, the combustion, the valves, the wheel caps, the windows, the how those things they fit in together. Okay, how they fit in together. Have an interest in the mechanics, how things fit together. Okay, the physics, the Newton's law. Have an interest in these things, because this will help you to, I'm not sure, to become a better architect. Okay, it's cheap to be a coder, guys. Maybe somebody else might explain this better than me. It's cheap, very cheap to be a coder. That's what I've just realized. Okay, now let's go back. Okay, good. Let's go back and see. Now we are here. Let's create an input. Okay, sign up now. Let's create an input here. Okay, input, self-closing tag, yes, and then class name. Let's say the width. The width is 120. Let's say. Okay, and the height for now we are just 35. We just want to see something. Okay, 35 pixels. Let's just save and see what's there. I thought this is the actual Netflix website. That's why I was running somewhere else. So this means that at least it looks like it. We've got an input here. As you can see, we can type, but it doesn't have any border, so you can't really see. Okay, I'm okay and I'm cool with that. I don't really have to see something. Okay, that means now, okay, let me leave this as it is. It's going to be that background container. Okay, and then after this, let's see. Okay, I'm happy with this. I can just make the width 190. Okay, this is much better. And then in the meantime, do we need some sort of a padding top? Okay, a padding top, or let's say a padding top of 10. Okay, so that it can move down. Padding top of 10. Okay, let me just make a padding top of 10 here. Okay, let's see. I'm happy with this. So Now what we want to do, remember we spoke of, let us name things properly. Okay, we've got an input wrapper. This is the input wrapper. ID, input wrapper. This wraps the input. Okay, then we need a label. Okay, a label is just a label. Yeah, apologies about that. A label is just a label, must have children. What's this label going to be? Email address. Okay, email address. This is not label, this is label. I'm happy with this. Let's just check how things are. As you can see, there's a label next to it. Okay, cool. I'm happy with this. Now let's just increase the height. Let's leave it like that for now. Let's just see. Nope, not this one. This is a little bit bigger. Okay, this is bigger than what we have here. Okay, go to the height. This is 35. Apologies about that. Let's make it 60, and this can be 210, 220, let's say. Somewhat like it. 550. I'm happy with that. Okay, let's go to the input. Where are the padding things? Input wrapper, I'm happy with that. The actual input doesn't have to have a padding of 10. That was a mistake. Let's see. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Now what we want to do, we need to apply the theory. This email address needs to sit here. First thing that we're going to do, we said we're going to change the position. We said we're going to change the position of this. Let's see what we are going to do. Let's to make our lives easier, let's go to the actual CSS. Okay, we're not going to use Tailwind for this. We're going to manipulate the actual CSS. Okay, let's go to where is the global styles? CSS. Yes. Okay, what do I want to do? Okay, what do I want to do? Let me put a style here. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I think for now, okay, I think for now let's keep the CSS up until we've, let's keep what do I want to say? Let me take a water break. For now, let's keep Tailwind, because with Tailwind it's easy to style. Okay, you write less code. Okay, let's stick with Tailwind until there is something that doesn't really happen on Tailwind. Okay, so I want to be in this page. Where is my input? This is sign up form. I want you sign up form. Yes, where is my input? Here is it. Okay, so in terms of label, class name, absolute. Let's see what will happen to that label when it's absolute. Okay, in most cases it disappears. Okay, as you can see, it's gone. This used to happen to me and I didn't understand why. Okay, I'm not going to use the notes to explain this, but if an element is absolute, okay, it looks for the last parent. Okay, the last parent, which is the body. It will align itself according to the body. Okay, in most cases this might be here or somewhere else, but it always disappeared. You won't see it in the screen in most cases. Maybe you have to make this background white, but the controlling parent on its own absolute is the very last layer. Okay, the very last container. Okay, hence I'm saying usually it disappeared. Now we need to bring it back. Remember we said we need to create a relationship between the container, this container, and this label. So how can we do that? We need to make the the container, the input wrapper relative. Okay, let's go back and see. Suppose now we have the label somewhere here. Okay, we have the label somewhere here. The first thing that we need to do, let's correct this padding 10. Padding top of 10, we don't really need it. Remember, we said this must be like an elastic band. As you can see, it wraps exactly the same width and height. Okay, it takes the same, I apologize about that, it takes the same width and height of this. Okay, still we don't see our own label. Okay, as you can see, now it's here. Okay, now it's here. Let's see when we don't have this relative. Okay, let's see when we don't have this relative, what will happen, because we want to learn. Okay, I think it's still here also. Okay, I think it's still here, but it's such that we don't see it. Okay, I think it's still here, so it didn't really disappeared. Okay, but the tendency of it, okay, it looks for some sort of the outermost container and it will stick there. Okay, that is something that you can also test it on your own. Okay, maybe I'm used to it as in pure HTML and CSS and everything, but if it disappears when it's absolute, as you can see, where is that absolute? Here is it, and it's absolute. If it disappeared, you don't have a problem with that. Okay, so and then what we want to do now, we want to put the top. Okay, let me give it a color so that we can see it. Text white. Okay, my apologies about that. Text white, that means this is already white. As you can see, here it is, it's still here, no problem. Okay, let me see when it's not absolute what will happen. Okay, let me see when it's not absolute. Okay, as you can see, when it's not absolute, it's being treated like the child of the controlling container. It takes part of the space. Okay, as soon as it becomes absolute, okay, all of a sudden it can float. Okay, it's like in the sky, it's not in the ground. Okay, you know when somebody's standing in a queue and all of a sudden they some sort of get lifted up or something like that. Let's say there's a big person here. Okay, big person. Okay, and also there is a big person here. Okay, and then there is this guy here squashing, okay, himself, like, okay, then by God's grace somebody lift this guy up. Then here is this guy, and here are these two guys. As you can see, these guys took the space. Okay, these guys took the space, and this one, okay, is just some sort of floating. Okay, I hope you get the idea. So that's what happens here. Okay, let's see, let me just click undo. Okay, so that's the basic idea here. So this means that now it just moved out of the flow. Okay, and then since is our, okay, not a problem, let's just use our top, because this is not relative, so there is no relationship between it. Let's say top 0. Okay, let's see where is it going to go. Top 0, as I told you, as you can see, it moves to the outermost container. So this also happens here in React. It moves to the outermost container because there is no relationship. Let's look at its own left of 0. Okay, let's see where is it going to go. As you can see, guys, okay, it always jumps here. Okay, so when I was new into web design and web development, I used not to look at this. I used to always look at here, where is it, and that will frustrate me. Okay, So now let's create a relationship between that guy and this one by setting this to relative, or even if we set this to absolute, it will also work. Let me just change some positions, guys. Maybe the sound might change a bit. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much about that. Let me continue. Let me try to fasten something. Okay, my mic is loose and it might fall. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for waiting for me. Let me take a water break. I hope you are learning something. If you do, please shoot a comment below or like, and don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends. Let's see. So this is relative now. Where is it? It's not here now, okay? Obviously, maybe it's behind now, okay? That's a story for another day. Okay, that means, remember, the background is exactly the same as this one, so I'm assuming this is behind, okay, not here. Oh, here is it. My apologies, guys. Oh, the color it's white. My apologies. Okay, my apologies. Let's make it black now. Oh, it's there. Okay, apologies about that. It's still on top. We don't need to set it, okay, to take it from the background. As you can see, guys, now I think this is becoming more like what, like this. Okay, I'm happy that you've got the concept. Okay, we are not only like theorizing and you don't know why things happen. And then let's place it in the middle. Okay, let's make use of the top. Now the top, since these, what can I say, Tailwind default numbers, sometimes I don't know how to use them properly. I like to work with pixels. Okay, so let me just say the top at the left is going to be 10 pixel. Let's see how far is it going to go. I'm somewhat happy with this. I can even top it up with 20. Okay, and then I can also, let's see, let me make this 30px and see. Okay, this is too much. Okay, somewhat happy. Okay, somewhat happy. Let's see. Let's make this, let me try 15 and see. Okay, I'm happy with this. Okay. Full beans. Okay. Email address. Okay, are we still live? Yes. Okay, I'm happy with this. And then what I want to do now, I want to work on the size of text. Let's make it a text SM, text small. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think the size is somewhat the same. I'm happy with that. Now what can I do? Let me set a margin here on this guy. Margin top, margin top of 10, so that this, happy with this, as you can see, guys. So this is focused. Now when I focus, when this is on focus, okay, there's something that I don't understand. This is misbehaving in a way. Okay, as you can see, it focuses here, it doesn't focus here. Do you know why? Simply because this label shadows the focus of this input. Okay, you see, this is instant, but when I'm coming here, I'm clicking now, but it's not focusing. As you can see, it only focuses there on top. So we need to tell this guy that it doesn't have to accept the mouse event. Okay, let's go there and go to the label. Okay, I don't know how to do that on Tailwind. Let's see. Pointer events, none. This is what I want. Okay, must not take any pointer event. As you can see now, everything works. Okay, focus. Good. What I want to do, I want when this input is focus, this first it needs to change the color. Let's start from there. It needs to change the color. Okay, let's start from there. Okay, now we are going to jump into actual CSS. Okay, so this is where we are on actual CSS. We want the input. Okay, when the input is focus, when this input is focus, we want to target. Okay, what does this mean? We want to target the label. Okay, this means that, let's go back to the drawing board. Remember, originally this item is not inside the text, not at all, not the input, inside the input. It's next to it. It's next to it. It's like it's next to it. Let's say it's in the right of it, not on the top, not in the center. The relationship between this one and this one, this is the next element. So this symbol is saying that go to the input when it's focus. In terms of what you are going to do, don't do it on the input. Look at the next element. Okay, the DOM, the document object model, the DOM located, registered this label as an element next to the input. So if you want to use the pseudo selectors, which are these things that we're using now, okay, these focus and these things, these are pseudo selectors, it will mean that you must point to the next of the input. Okay, so when this is focus, let's change the color, let's say to green. Okay, green means go. So here at Coded Design, forward ever, backward never. Let's see. But this is a problem. Is this focused? Yes. Okay, as you can see, guys, when it's focused, okay, focus, we're getting there. Maybe no, I can't make it red. Red means stop. Okay, green is fine, guys. Let's stick to the green. But as long as you can see that this is green, why can't I highlight? Oh, okay, remember, this is not the text that is here that I can highlight. This is just on top. It's an illusion. We are lying here. Okay, because the user will think that this is part of this. So now what we can do, let's move this to the bottom so that when it's transitioning, okay, so that at least there could be enough space. I think our height is not enough. Oh, okay, for now let's just work on what we have. Let me go to the sign up form. What do I want to do? Where is the height of the input? The input height, which is 50. Let's make it 55. All right. Okay, I think this is fine. And then in terms of the top and bottom of this, the top was 15. Let's make it 18. Let's say top 20. Because I want it to be in the bottom a little bit so that it can have a chance to. Okay, I think this is fine. When it's in the bottom, it's going to be bad. Okay. Now, instead of changing the color, where I was here on the global, instead of changing the color, let's change the top part. It was 20. Let's make it 10 pixels. Okay, Let's see. It's focus, not focus. Focus, not focus. As you can see, guys, we're getting there. Okay. We are getting there. And at the same time, let's work on, is it the text size or scale? Let's try scale. How do you scale things here? Let's say transform. Okay, transform. Let's see scale. Yes. Okay, we want to make it smaller. When it's 1, that means it's full. When it's 0.9, that means it's 90%. Okay, or it's 1% less or something like that. 0.1% less. As you can see, now it's becoming something like that. Okay, because of its scaling. But now, as you can see, it moves this way a little bit. Let's see how this one behaves. This one moves this way a little bit, as you can see. Okay, it moves this way, it doesn't move this way. Okay, cool, not a problem. Let's see what we can do. Okay, the scale decreases things like from the center. Okay, so this means that at the same time we need to work on the left. Okay, which the left is 20. Let's make it 15 and see. Okay, so that it can move, as you can see. Okay, now it's imitating almost exactly what that one does. Let's see if we can type. Let's see when we type here what goes on. There is a nice gap there. Okay, which means that this can, let me see. Okay, let me see. This is in the bottom. Okay, let me check my input and work on the padding and see. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let me work on the pairing. Where is my input? Where do I want to be? I want to be here. This is the input, and then PL, the padding left. Let me make it 4. Let's see. As you can see. Okay. Padding left of 6 and C. Too much. Okay, padding left of 5. Somewhat okay. Happy with this. But this is so centered. How do I bring this down a little bit? Okay. Let me, I'm on the input. Let me align. Let's say align bottom. I'm assuming that the text can be aligned bottom. I'm just not really, the text input doesn't really align bottom. Okay, how do I push this text to be in the bottom? Or what I can do, I can move this up. Not really, that's not going to work. Why this is in the middle? Okay. You know what? Let's go back here. Let me see. What if this is another input, not the same input? Let's inspect and see. This is the input, only this input. Yes. Okay. And then in only this input. Okay, this is the container. Happy with that. Let's see what are the elements that are inside here, because I want to cheat now. Okay, I want to use 2 input. Okay, let's see, field email container, yes, and then this is the label. Okay, what is this? And then inside here there is an input. Okay, autocomplete email, max length, type email. Okay, ID 0, name email, data URA, field email, badly invalid true. I really don't know what this means. I've never used this. Data autofill true. Okay, area hidden true. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I need to think, but this is not something that we're going to stay in for long. Okay, because as time goes by I will come up with a plan, and then I will tell you the plan. I think I got the plan. What if we can get into this input? Okay, let's look for padding. Top, let's say padding top 6. I hope that's big enough to push this to the bottom. Exactly, guys, this is what I wanted. Okay, exactly, this is what I wanted. Okay, I'm happy with this. Then now let's move another focus. That's it. Okay, now let's just introduce some smoothness in the mix. Okay, I hope you now know what we are going to do. What is transitioning? It's the label. So let's say transition, and then the duration, let's make it I think that one was 400. Let's see how it moves. The way it moves, it's not exactly the way I want. Let me, or transition all. Okay, let's see, all transition. Let's see, transition all. Let's start from there. Transition all. Let's start from here, and then let's check, is it still doing the same thing? As you can see, guys. Okay, now exactly. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm happy with this. Okay, and then what do we want to do? Let me type and see. I'm happy with this. Okay, and then let's see, do we have some rounding? Yes, let's go to the input. Let's say rounded MD, not for marketing director. Okay, I think it's for medium. Okay, as you can see, now there is a green background there that we don't really need. Now we can remove this background. We don't really need it. Okay, let's remove this background. We don't really need it. As you can see, guys, we're getting there. This, I think this is longer. This is a bit long than our own. So if this was 22, plus 220, let's make it 320, something like it. I'm happy with this. Okay, I'm happy with this. Okay, nice. Now let's test. As you can see, coming back, what if you can type something Does it come back? It doesn't come back. So let's first work on the styling, okay, and how it looks like. Okay. Okay, okay, for now, let's make this border green. Okay. Where I am, I'm on input. Let me type border here. Border green. And then border. Let's say border 1 first and see. Do we have a border there? To be honest, I cannot tell. Okay, Kumbaya. Where is the border that we were busy with? Am I looking for border spacing? I don't think so. I think I want... Isn't there a border 1, not dash spacing? I'm not looking for it. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, this is what I'm looking for, not border spacing. As you can see, guys, we've got something there 100%. So what we are going to do now, we need to know this color. Where is that color? Let me type something. We need to know this color. Okay, let's see, where is the background image? None. Okay, where is the background color of what? Okay, we're talking about the input here. Let's see. We're not going to quickly see. Okay, not really. Do we have some classes here? Do we have any classes? Let me see on input. I don't think so. So how these guys have styled this? Can't I search here? Background image, background color. Okay, there might be some variables that have been used here, but that doesn't mean background color, internal light, dark. Okay, this might give us a clue. Okay, this might give us a clue. Let's see. RGB 232, 240, 245. Can't I click here? Okay, guys, to be honest, let me go here. We don't really have to sample these colors as they are. I believe that is something you can also do. Okay, when you have time, you can take your time and try to get these colors right. I trust that you can do that. Okay, I trust that you can do that. So let me move this to here, just doing my own thing, and then I will come. What can I do? I want this color, but in RGB. Okay, here's RGB, and then I want transparency. That means with alpha. Okay, so how can I copy this RGB code? That's not much of a problem. It's 94200. Okay, let's see. Background PG, RGBA. It's 942. It's 9,42, 100. It's 94200. Let's not, okay, let's just put 1 in terms of alpha channel. Let's see. Okay, I'm happy with this. And then the alpha channel, let's just make it 0.3. I'm happy with this. Okay, I'm happy with this. Now this needs to be, what can I say? Okay, let's use what we are good at. Okay, print screen. Okay, and then let's use what we are good at. Copy this and then go to Figma. Remember I told you that you need to learn Figma. Okay, don't forget that I've got a channel where I teach people how to use Figma. Okay, I'm going to put a lot of things in this channel. Okay, coded UI. Okay, like this, not UI. Okay, as you can see, guys, here I'm going to put a lot of design tutorials. Okay, so you can see we're getting this. So don't forget, guys, if you want to some sort of level up, don't forget to subscribe there. Check here, take this and then go back here. This is the color of the what? This is the color of the label. Now it's black. Let's change it from black to this. Just put the hash there. And that's it. Let's go back and check. Nice. Okay, we're getting there, guys. We are getting there. As you can see, when we are typing, this is supposed to be white. Yes. Let's see what we can do. This is supposed to be in white. Let me go back. Let me just take a water break. Thank you so much for understanding. Let's keep it going and keep it flowing. Okay. So what art do I want to do now? I want to change the placeholder. Is there anything as in placeholder color? Is there anything? Yeah. Placeholder white. I think. Okay, let's see. Looks like it didn't work. Am I on the right place? Placeholder white. But why it didn't work? Placeholder white. Okay, let's see placeholder what it does. Yes, it gets the placeholder. Opacity 1. Background. Yeah. This is supposed to work. Do I have any other color here? No. Okay, let's go back. Check the placeholder color. Okay, if it doesn't change, let's just check color. Okay. Text white. As you can see, now color works. Okay, I'm happy with that. We can remove placeholder. Okay, I'm happy with this. Now when we have typed something and we go back, it goes back here, of which that's a problem. Let's see how can we tell it. Okay, there's something that we talk about. I still don't forget where, but something must be true. Forecast must be true. You must stay on top. Okay, do you still remember that? Let's go back and try to finish that. Let's go back and see where we are. CSS. Okay, now let's add another, what can I say, Let's add another property or another styling. Okay, still we want to target the input, but now we want to use some sort of a filter. We want to say not. Okay, what is it that you want to say not? We want to say not placeholder shown. Okay, and then from there we still need to target the label. Okay, now let's save and see. I will explain now what that means, but this is just pure CSS, guys. Okay, so in case you might want to brush up your skills on CSS, let me just open another tab, or let me just copy this one, open another tab. I can just click this here. Okay, and then let's go to coded design. I've got a CSS course here. Okay, can't I search that here? Try to be clever, make use of the tools that are available. As you can see, CSS tutorial full course for beginners 2024. This one is for you. Okay, if you want to brush up your CSS skills, please come and check this one. Thank you so much for understanding. Now back to the matter at hand. Okay, you see I'm running away. Okay, I'm moving around because I don't want to test if the code is working. Okay, that's what we do as developers. We type something and we cross fingers. Okay, it looks like this is not moving back. Let's see. Okay, now it looks like it's just stuck there, guys. See, this is what I was afraid of. I was afraid of going to this code because I knew there's something wrong about it. Hence, I was taking your time moving up and down. But this is coded design, guys. That was not the case. Okay, let's just go back. So let me explain what this does. Okay, in simple terms, this does this. In the input, apologies about that. In the input, okay, there is a placeholder text there. It gets shown, it gets hidden. Okay, a placeholder. Let's see if do we have it here? I don't think we do. Obviously, we don't. Okay. A placeholder automatically disappears when this is in focus because somebody must type here. When this is not in focus, maybe the placeholder might be username. Okay, this happens automatically. Okay, it's not something that we have to code, it happens automatically. So this CSS code capitalizes on that. Okay, is asking, is the placeholder shown? This might be true or this might be false. Then do something on this label according to the placeholder. Now your burning question is, but Matthew, your code doesn't work. I understand that. Let's just leave it as it is. We don't have to make things professional. Okay, I'm joking. Okay, I keep on saving. I don't know why. I press Control S. That is called the force of habit. Okay, so we're not going to leave it like that. The reason why this is not working is simply because we don't have a placeholder in our input. We don't have it, so the system doesn't know if it's shown or it's not shown. Okay, it must use it to detect, but it's not there. Okay, so let's just go back to the form and let's just put a placeholder there. Username. Okay, let's go back and see. Now, as you can see, username is there as a placeholder. When you click here, when you type, it disappears. Okay, when you move it out, it's there. Okay, as you can see now, it shows, it doesn't show, it shows, it doesn't show. Okay, now let's focus out. As you can see, now that it's there, that code it's able to detect according to this placeholder. Okay, meaning that let's see, now it's visible. Okay, it means that when it's here, please move this down. When it's not here, it must stay up. Okay, I hope I have managed to explain this the simpler way. Okay, if we are going to dive deep into logic or coding logic, okay, it's what can I say, there's a lot of things to explore and a lot of things to explain, and this video is for beginners. Okay, as soon as we get into reversing conditions, okay, I think that's what we are doing here. Okay, we are saying not. Okay, this is not an easy thing to grasp from the beginning. Okay, this is true. Is this true? Let me just try to give you a brief. Is this true? Yes, this is true. That means this has been shown. Now I want you to do something when it is not shown. Okay, that means the opposite of that. So that's what I'm saying, that this is some sort of a challenging it's what can I say, concept to explain, because it needs a lot of logic. But guys, I hope you do get this. So the only thing that we have to do now is to go to the form, go back to the form, and then we need, not necessarily we need to remove the placeholder, but we just need to put an empty string there. Okay, so that it cannot be there while it's there. I hope you get that. Okay, my apologies about that. So let's say coded at coded.co.za. I'm that guy from South Africa. Is it .co? No, that was not .co. As you can see, guys, we've got an email. What if we want to delete it? As you can see, guys, okay, I think we have reached the end of this part. Okay, I think we have reached the end of this part, and I am hoping, as you can see, it looks like these are sharper than ours. They are not sharp like this, and also this looks like this is like a little bit small, or it's thin. Okay, where is this 2? I think this 2 can be 1. Okay, as you can see, when this gets to 1, it's not visible. Okay, cool beans. I don't know on Tailwind CSS how do you get to, or maybe you just put border. Okay, let me try that. Okay, because it cannot have 2 and 0. Okay, maybe you just put border instead, and then it will have, yeah, somewhat like it. Okay, happy with this. Okay, happy with this. Now guys, obviously I'm not going to get into details into a lot of things, let's say this focus and other things. Okay, remember, this is not a JavaScript course, this is more like a Tailwind course. Okay, I want you to get some skills here on how do you circumvent, how do you bypass. Okay, we're not doing a fraud, guys. Remember, we're not doing some fraud or crooked ways, but you need to have some front end skills, guys. Okay, you need to convince the employer that you are the right candidate. Okay, let's continue. Happy with this, happy with this. Let's check the pace. Is it, yeah, the pace is somewhat the same. I'm happy with that. Let's see what else we can do, guys. The lecturer or the instructor is getting tired, but I think it's Kobe Bryant who says, don't, what can I say, English is not my mother tongue. Don't what do I want to say? No, I don't have to search the internet. This is the simplest code ever, and I always repeat it, but let me rephrase it and put it in the other way. Okay, take a break when you are finished, not when you are tired. That's how simple it is, guys. Okay, maybe my English data bundles ran out, I'm sorry about that, but you finish, you take a break when you are finished, not when you are tired. Okay, I'm tired, yes, but I'm not done yet. Let me continue. So like guys, let's create this button. Okay, obviously as you can see, we're going to have a lot of copy and paste here, and just what can I say, put this logo, this arrow. Okay, so let's just copy this as it is, go back. Where is this? I think this is in the header section. Copy this as it is, copy this as it is, let's save, copy this as it is, and then okay, then let's go back. My apologies about that. Where do I want to be? I want to be on the sign up form, and then this is where I want to be. So I was still on, yes. Okay, am I on the right place? Let's see. Yes, I'm on the right place. I just need a wrapper around these so that I can so that I can modify these. Okay, so we are having an input wrapper. Okay, I think I can use this input wrapper to say, to do what for me, to display flex, and it must be a flex row. A flex row, let's see, 100%. I think there's a gap there. It's very small, but it's there. Okay, I think there's a gap there. Let's add that gap. Okay, let's add that gap where I am. Okay, it looks like I'm lost in my own code. Gap, let's just put a gap of 1. That's too small. Let's try a gap of 2. Oh, that's much better. And then we are going to take the width. What's the height of the input? Okay, the height of the input is 55. Let's just take it as it is to here. What's the rounded? Rounded MD. I think this rounded is SM. Also here the rounded is SM. Let's try that, and let's go back and see. Okay, I'm happy with this. Okay, in terms of the width, it's a bit longer, and get started, it's big. Okay, so if this is 70, let's try 150. All right, we are getting there. I'm happy that we have made it this far. All right, all right, all right. Still, it's too small. Let's try 190, let's say. Happy with this, or at least. Okay, what I don't like here, of which it's also what is here. Okay, I don't know, I don't like focus. Okay, focus looks old. I don't know, focus is not a good experience, but since we are trying to create this, I will leave it there. But when this focus is added, it looks like this input is bigger than this button. I don't like that, so I will increase this button. But if I increase the button, then normally the button will be bigger. I think let me get rid of focus. I think Netflix says I didn't get this one right. This breaks the whole nice interface and red colors. This is ugly. Okay, let's go back here and see what we can do. Outline, try to check for outline none. How do you do that on Tailwind? Outline none, I think there is something like that. Let's go back. Yeah, for me, I don't like that outline. Okay, let me just leave it like that. It's ugly, guys. So if you want that outline, you can just go here and remove this, then it will be there. Okay, cool beans. Okay, we are getting there. Let's work on this. Okay, just get started. Let's see, guys. Get started. Okay, get started. Okay, let's see the text. Text is SM. We don't want that. We want 20 pixels and we want font bold. Where is font bold? Font bold. Let's see. We are getting there. I like this. Let's see. Like this. We need this arrow. Okay, so there are two ways to go about it. We can install a React library that will give us this arrow, or we can try a CDN where we can just, okay, I think shortcuts are dangerous. Okay, let's see. React icon, yes, this one. Let's install this library, guys, and look for this angle. Okay, shortcuts are dangerous. Yeah, is it so? Do we have a way? Let me click on home. Yes, check the npm. How do I install it? So let's go back and cancel the server for the very first time. Okay, so what I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to get some refreshment. Okay, I'm going to cancel the server. Okay, and then I'm just going to install a React icons. Or let me just at least finish this. Okay, then I will have to refresh myself, as I can see that I'm getting tired and my voice. Okay, there's a lot of things going on, of which I'm going to compromise now. I'll want to use shortcuts, of which that's not right. So let me just add this angle here, and then from then I will have to take a small break, and then I will come back and continue. Okay, thanks for understanding. I hope you like this. Okay, I hope you like this. If you do, please hit the subscribe button, or at least just tell me that Matthew, great work. At least it will add to me, and I will appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Okay, obviously we can make some adjustment, but I know you guys are smart. Okay, so let's go back to where we are. Where is React icons? Yes, we want an angle. Let's just go back here. We want an angle. It's an angle, right? This one. So how do you use it? You just copy this, guys. Simple. You just copy this and go back to where we are here, and we import it, and then it will show us how to use it. Okay, my apologies about that. Then where do we want to use it? Let's put it inside the button. Okay, let's put it inside the button, and then my apologies about that. Let's just change the color to white. Save and see. I'm happy with this. Okay, let me work on the icon itself. Can I give this a class name? And then I want margin left of this to be, let's say, 3. Margin left of 3. I'm happy with this.